All right, awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. My name is Alma Hidalgo Blankenship. I'm one of the coordinators with the Office of Applied and Experiential Learning. We'll be talking to you today about graduating and still looking for a job or trying to figure out what your next steps are after graduation, or if you're going into grad school. So we'll be talking to you about that. So I will go ahead and let our co-host introduce themselves, and then we'll get started with the presentation. Sarah?
All right, well, my name is Sarah Rupp. I am in the Career Development Center as a career counselor. Kyle?
My name is Kyle Wallace. I'm the graduate assistant in the Applied and Experiential Learning Office, and I'm also a student at Wichita State.
Awesome. Well, like I said earlier, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll get started with our presentation. And like I said, for those of you that just joined us, make sure that you mute your mic. That way we don't have any interruptions during the presentation. If you have questions, we do have a chat box. So make sure that you post your questions on there. We'll try to get to as many as we can during and then after the presentation is over. And then if for some reason we don't get to respond to your question, we'll have our email and contact information at the end as well, where you can contact us directly, and then we can make sure to get that question answered for you in a one-on-one setting as well. So we will get started, and then I believe Sarah will be going first.
Okay. So just a general overview. We'll kind of cover a few things about Handshake, about interview prep, networking, LinkedIn Learning, and then just upcoming events that we have. So with this first one, going through Handshake. Handshake has a variety of different functions to help everyone in a job search. So you can search through different job listings such as co-ops and internships, part-time jobs, on-campus opportunities, or even full-time positions too. And you can also upload your documents whenever you're applying for different positions. So, you upload your resumes, your cover letters, your class schedules, your letters of recommendation, transcripts, anything of that nature. And you can access this Documents tab from your profile icon. So in this image, it's the WooShock. You would just click on that, drop-down list will display, and within all of these, it was going to be documents. You just click on that. It's pretty easy once you get into that screen to upload something.
Yeah, and then something to keep in mind for those of you that are graduating this May and not going into grad school at Wichita State, you still have access to Handshake as an alumni. So you will still be able to access your documents that you have on here, as well as any jobs that we post on Handshake like Sarah just talked about.
Absolutely. So with this screen with Q&A, so one of the unique things about this is that Handshake offers students and alumni the ability to ask other Handshake users any questions that they may have, or to be able to answer any questions that another user has posted. So you could ask about certain employers, you could get tips and tricks from other individuals on here. And of course, again, this is just accessed through that Q&A tab at the top. And then with this one, this is where you can basically set yourself up to be publicly available to other Handshake users. So students and alumni who have their profiles publicly available can send messages to each other. So it's a good way to connect with everybody that way. So you just click on the Students tab within your profile, and then whenever you want to go and set up your profile as public, you just go to that profile icon again, to that drop down, go to Settings and Privacy, click on Community here, and then you can just hit Save Update, and you are available for anybody out there pretty much.
Yeah, so this will be a piece of that networking that Kyle will talk to you about later in the presentation as well. So networking is key when you're trying to, go into grad school or find that next job for sure.
Yes. So with appointments, students can, or even alumni again, can set up their own appointments in Handshake to speak with any of us, whether it's Career Development Center or Office of Applied and Experiential Learning. You just click on the Career Center tab, then Appointments, and then you can just schedule an appointment from there. All right, so one of the appointments that we can do are resume reviews. And talking about resumes, they're just a really crucial part of the job search process. So it's about so much more than just outlining your work history. So you need to be able to think about how many people apply to the same position listed on a job site. You know, you're up against 30 or more other people, and you really need to make sure that your document stands out above the rest. So a fun fact that I always try to remind people is that it takes an employer only about 6 to 10 seconds to go through a resume and decide whether or not to contact them for an interview. So based on this, your resume really needs to catch that reader's attention, otherwise it could get tossed aside. And just remembering that your resume it's your brand, it's a reflection of you. So it needs to grab the reader's attention, it's gonna sell your greatest skills, your greatest achievements, and it's gonna show how much of a match you are for the position. And that's what's gonna help you get to that next level in the whole process, you know, that interview. And just another thing to remember whenever you're putting your resume together, and we have an example here, and this is just one of many that we have on our website, is just to also be able to focus on your specifics. These are really crucial, that you really want to highlight the best parts of every position that you've had to really showcase your talent.
Yeah, definitely. Something that you want to make sure that you're doing is like Sarah said, those specifics with regards to, you know, whether it was just an internship or a part-time job on campus, and now you're looking for a full-time position, you know, how many customers did you serve, the quantity that you worked with, so, you know, X number of projects that you know, completed in the time that you were in that position. So those numbers, qualitative, you know, descriptions that you can give, like she was saying, are important, because, I mean, 6 to 10 seconds is not a very long time for an employer to look through your resume. So you want to make sure that those keywords, numbers, etc., stand out in your resume, so they can see, you know, okay, skills, knowledge, you know, they can handle a little bit more than, you know, this person. So keep that in mind while you're working on that resume piece.
Definitely. And one other thing is to remember that even if you have a past position that doesn't necessarily relate to your major, it's still important because you're still learning valuable skills within it. So don't hesitate to include that on there.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So we actually presented to incoming students a couple of weeks ago, and somebody asked, you know, what if I've only done, you know, like waitressing or lawn mowing, I think was lawn mowing service. So those are positions that are not necessarily related to a business student, for example, but you do learn about time management, organization, communication, all those skills that, you know, that employers are looking for in a candidate. So yeah, good point, Sarah.
And then with this screen, it's just kind of reiterating what I said earlier about the example that I showed. We have 17 resumes in Microsoft Word that are listed on our website that you can download to your computer, as well as a list of different cover letter samples too, to really help you if you need to kind of just brush up on your resume, your cover letter documents, to be able to send out to employers.
Yeah, so we do have the link on the screen right now, and we will actually be sending you a document via email to all of you that are attending the webinar today, with this link, as well as a couple of other you know, key points that we want you to take home with you. So if you don't get it written down today, don't worry, we're going to send it to you via email after the webinar.
Definitely.
And one more thing with the cover letters and resumes, take the time to really make that a good document. Like Sarah said, you only have a few seconds for an employer to review that. So take the time, make it look good, schedule an appointment with us, and we can definitely review it. And we're happy to help you with making it the best possible document.
Yeah, we're virtual appointments right now because we're not in the office, but, you know, we're happy to meet with you via Zoom like we are right now, to give you some feedback and make that document, you know, a little bit, you know, better than it was before, so they can stand out and employers are interested in your application for sure.
Absolutely. And then, kind of going into this next part, I said before, reaching that next level of the process. Well, that next level is the interview. And it's extremely important to polish your interview skills. Multiple practice sessions, we highly encourage those. It's another appointment that you can set up with us. And these are really crucial because it helps you get into the right headspace for an interview, and it helps you be prepared for any questions that they may ask you, and really helps prepare you for making the best impressions for them. And then just a few things, before reviewing the different questions that you'll most likely get asked. One thing that I would suggest is just to write down all the hard skills that you have, all the soft skills that you have, and then from there kind of break it down even further to, your top 5 from each. And whenever you have your top 5 that you think that you can really confidently discuss in detail, choose some brief but memorable stories that really showcase those skills too. And then be able to research the position, research the industry, research the company or the organization. What's their mission statement? What are their goals? What about the company really appeals to you the most? Having those things in mind, because they may ask you about certain things. Why do you want to work here? Have something there because of the research that you've done that really shows that you're passionate about this. And then remember that it's perfectly fine to take a pause, to give yourself a few seconds to gather your thoughts and formulate a really good response. You don't have to dive straight into the next answer. It's perfectly fine to stop and really focus on what exactly they said. And employers honestly really appreciate those who can take those few seconds to form that worthy response. And then it's really good to start off strong in your interview. So the very first thing that they may ask you is to, tell me about yourself. And this is where it kind of messes some people up. Whenever they ask you about this, they want to know about your education. They want to know about your work history. They want to know what you're going for, what you're looking for next, what you're wanting to do. So it's not necessarily about, well, this is what I like to do in my free time. And they may ask you about that later, but this is just really highlighting where you've been, where you're going, that kind of thing. And you need to remember to do this with excitement. You need to be able to show that you're the right person for that role. And it helps to paint a picture for them so that they can really see what it is you're bringing to that position based on your previous experiences, and show that this is really why you're on this specific career path, and honestly what made you decide on it too. All that is what you need to fit into that small question, but it makes a big impact. Right. And then elaborate on your resume too, kind of based on, you're putting your best skills on your resume. Obviously you're choosing the best things to put into your bullet point statements, but you need to then kind of elaborate more. Kind of, you've highlighted those key things, you need to expand on it, give them more examples that really showcase what you can do for them. And then one last thing that I want to say is that no matter what, be confident. It's okay to be nervous. We all get nervous for an interview, no matter how many we have done. It is still a nerve-wracking process. So it's okay to be nervous, just don't let them overpower you. They expect nervousness. They understand it, so just show how best you can handle it.
Right. Yeah, no, that's good advice for sure. Something that I was going to elaborate on is, I've met with students before where they said, they asked me about, why are you interested in this company? And they had no idea, the mission statement, the vision of the organization, like Sarah mentioned earlier. So that's something that you want to make sure that you do look into, because that's something that they want to see. A lot of employers nowadays don't want somebody that just has the skills. They want somebody who's going to be invested in their company, especially if it is a full-time position. So that's something that you want to make sure that you definitely, take a little bit of time before you go into that interview, because a lot of the times that's going to set you apart, even though your skills might be similar to the next candidate, but because you took the time to, do a little bit of research on the company or look up the department org chart, organizational chart, for example, something like that is going to be, it's going to help you set yourself apart from the rest of the candidates. So we just had a question come in that asks, what if you don't have any job experience? So this could be somebody, a student, who was super involved as a student in student organizations. They were super focused on their major, things like that. That's okay. Your student organization involvement or your involvement with your department, your college, whether you did research with a faculty member or, you helped teach a first-year seminar class, different things like that. All experience is good experience. And if you need help kind of figuring out how do I, put, my involvement in a sorority or in the Black Student Union or, whatever organization you were involved in, we can definitely help you craft that up to where it looks like an actual position where the employer is not just saying, oh, it was, student involvement and not necessarily a position. So we can definitely help you make sure that you get that figured out to where it looks good on that resume and it helps you stand out, like Sarah was talking about a little bit ago with regards to that resume document. Yeah, good question.
And then I have another question here asking, why do we need a cover letter? Such as when applying on Handshake, do we need one? So I know for me, a cover letter is basically your introduction to an employer. So sometimes it just kind of helps you be noticed a little bit more by an employer if you have that cover letter that kind of, just like an interview, kind of elaborates a little bit more on what you've done and what you can bring to the table for them. Just again, it's just a way to really help get you noticed a little bit more. What do you guys say about those?
Yeah, no, I would definitely follow up on that with regards to, in the cover letter, let's say that on your resume you have, X position, where you helped, utilize a program to create a specific, outcome. On your cover letter, you can kind of elaborate a little bit more on, the project that I was on, I utilized this program, which helped have this outcome. That's where you can use a little bit more verbiage with regards to explaining what skills, knowledge, what you were able to accomplish. Because on your resume, we're talking bullet points like that example, like we shared. You want to stick to the specifics. Your cover letter is a document where you can elaborate a little bit more and talk about, this is why, my skills and knowledge are beneficial because this is the outcome that I had with this specific, program or project that I was in. So you're able to, elaborate on that, but also say, I worked with a team of 10, there was communication. We had to, communicate with somebody that was, across the country in another state, something like that, where you can share a little bit more about the skills, the specifics that you mentioned in that resume. Yeah.
Yeah, and both of you hit it right on the head. For me, it is a pain. It is the worst part of applying for a job is making the cover letter. But if you do make that document look good and have it well formatted and proper grammar, it does show the employer that you're willing to go a little bit extra to make that document as good as it can be. So it just shows a little bit more effort.
Yeah. We're talking about the specifics and Kyle's, grammar. Make sure your document looks good, which is a good comment to make. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I would say that also not every employer out there is going to demand that you have one either. So it's not as if you have to have it for every single position that's out there. If they do ask for it, then definitely include it. Honestly, for me, I would include it with anything that I am posting just because it really does get the point out there a little bit better as to what you can offer them. Mm-hmm. So that's my rule of thumb. It's always a good idea to have a cover letter with every resume that you have.
Yeah, it shows initiative on the applicant that they're willing to go a little bit beyond the requirements to give a little bit more insight on who they are and their skills.
Right.
Awesome. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and keep moving forward. And if you have questions, I think on the chat, you can go ahead and either send it to myself or Sarah. I think you might have to send it to one of us. So sorry about that. We're learning as we go here. So just make sure that you select either myself, Alma, or Sarah as the person to send your question to. So thank you, Maggie, for pointing that out. She's on the presentation. Thanks.
All right, so do you want me to take this one?
Sure.
Okay, so Handshake is also a really good tool for networking as well. I know not everybody initially thinks of Handshake as a networking tool because it's usually focused on just job postings, things like that, events that we may have. That's what everyone's mind typically goes to. But you know, it is a really good thing for networking. What I mentioned earlier, being able to connect with your fellow students and alumni on there, you know, being able to send messages back and forth to each other. But you can also connect with employers who may be posting positions on here. So, you know, in this example, you can see you've got a State Farm agency right here. You can click on follow so that you can follow them and see all of their notifications, get you know, all the notifications for new job postings that they may have, find out if they're going to be on campus or if they're going to be doing anything else outside in the community perhaps. And then being able to just review their profiles, read reviews left by your peers is also important. So just keep notice of that. You know, you can just click on jobs, click on employers, be able to see all of this out there. And it's a really good way to connect with both your fellow students and alumni and the employers as well.
Yeah, so the best thing that I can say about networking is that if you look at these bullet points, these are great networking tips. The best thing that I can say about networking is just get started with it. As a person who doesn't like social media as much in today's age, I joined LinkedIn over Christmas break, and I'm actually kind of addicted to it because it's so much fun, just kind of meeting new people all across the industries. With that being said, like once you join LinkedIn, you can follow all your classmates, all your professors. You can follow all of us on LinkedIn, and just get started that way. Once you start getting into who you want to get into with industries, that's kind of where it gets tricky. The best thing that I can do is that the best thing that I can recommend is saying that it's really easy to meet people right now, because you can, as long as you know where you want to go within your industry, or if you know companies, the best thing you can do is just contact those employers and say, you know, would you take 25 minutes to sit down and talk about where the direction of the company is going right now with the whole COVID situation? And usually you can get a response because people are really willing to sit down and talk to you right now. So that's really the great thing about getting on LinkedIn, is that it can be intimidating to reach out and talk to these people, but these people actually want to talk to you right now. So don't be afraid to get out there and just meet everybody. And with that being said, there's organizations all across Wichita and organizations within your industries, whether it's the Wichita Young Professionals, or there's so many different professional organizations within your industry, and we will send a document with that, right?
Yeah, yeah, we'll include other organizations that are within Wichita regional and national organizations that we think are good options for y'all to take a look at as well. So yeah, so yeah, networking is going to be a big thing whenever you're job searching. And Kyle, I think your comment was perfect when you talked about you know, right now everybody's at home, everybody's working from home. So a lot of our employers, I mean, they're contacting our office and communicating with us, and they're like, hey, you know, we're wanting to do a webinar with students. We just want to let them know this is who our company is, or we just want to let them know this is what positions we're looking for right now, or we're not hiring right now, but in the near future we will, once, you know, things kind of get back to normal, you know, people are back in the office, you know, with regards to hiring, you know, HR stuff, all of that. So all of that is going to be important for you to stay in the know about, especially if you're currently in the job search right now. So keep that in mind. Definitely get on LinkedIn. We have Indeed on here as well, which is similar to LinkedIn. Indeed is a little bit more broad, where, you know, LinkedIn and Handshake, you're able to really, you know, focus on the specific positions that you're looking into and wanting to get more information on. So, you know, LinkedIn might be a little bit like homework, I think. So, you know, get on there, research the organizations, look at articles, comment on them. So it's like a little bit of homework, kind of like Facebook, where you're commenting on people's posts, things like that. So, you know, just be engaged. I think that's going to be a big piece of it. And a lot of the times, you know, you might reach out to the employer and they might say, we're not hiring right now, thanks for reaching out, we'll keep you in mind. And you've shared your resume with them, they have you on their list, and next time another position comes open, they have you already. So, you know, they're going to be able to reach out to you and say, hey, Sarah, thanks for reaching out a few months ago, we actually just created this new position, are you still looking? And there you go, right? That, I mean, it's just those couple of little things that you could do to definitely, you know, push your opportunities forward. Awesome. So this is the piece that I'll be talking to you guys about. So LinkedIn Learning, that's a new tool that Wichita State now has access to. So we have licenses for the entire university, and that's something that we wanted to talk to you guys about today as well. You know, you're about to graduate or going into grad school, and LinkedIn Learning is going to be a good tool for you to utilize. So it's an educational platform. So there's over 5,000 courses, and they add stuff all the time, especially right now with, you know, folks being home and professional development being a big piece of people's positions while they're working from home. So this is something that we wanted to mention to you, so you can kind of continue that professional development and continue to build on your skills and your knowledge with regards to the area that you're going into with your major. And then also it helps you with your LinkedIn. So I'll talk to you guys about how it connects to your LinkedIn here in a second. So like I said, with LinkedIn Learning, you're going to be able to take courses that relate to specific programming. So, you know, engineers, they use a lot of different types of programs all the time. So we have students that are current and graduating students that are utilizing LinkedIn to learn a little bit more about CATIA or C# or, you know, other programs. Those are the two that came to mind that I kind of know what they are, not really. But LinkedIn Learning is able to help you learn a little bit more about those specific programs and skills that you know, employers are looking for. So if you see a position and you say, okay, I have 3 of the 5 things that they're looking for, get on LinkedIn Learning. How can we help you get the other two bullet points that are on that position description that will help you be qualified for that position as you move forward. So, and then like we mentioned earlier, industries, you know, you do your research. LinkedIn Learning is a great tool to learn more about specific industries. So supply chain, you know, manufacturing, things like that. We have students that are looking into that stuff all the time as well. All right, so this right here, the screenshot that I have right here is actually, it's actually my profile. So whenever you create your LinkedIn Learning account, it does give you the option to list, you know, your interest, your major, the industries that you're going into, skills you want to learn. So it hones down, you know, from those thousands of courses that are on LinkedIn Learning to the specific things that you're looking into. So I think these were from when we first went off and started working remote, where we were trying to, you know, communicate, stay organized, you know, collaborate, all of those fun things from working remotely. So LinkedIn Learning will actually give you specific things that are of your interest, and then you can also start and stop at any time whenever you're in a course or a learning path, which I'll explain here in a little bit. And you're also able to challenge yourself and say, you know, today I want to do 30 minutes a day. When I took the screenshot, I wasn't doing very well, but you're able to, you know, set goals for yourself on you know, how much you want to do per day, and, you know, complete courses as you go along as well. So it's pretty interactive. So the screen that you see here, that's actually a learning path. So at the top right-hand corner on your screen there, you'll be able to see this learning path is a little bit over 22 hours. So you have anything from a 5-minute course to learning paths that are, multiple hours. So a learning path is multiple courses put together where once you complete a learning path, you will get a certification that you will actually be able to add to your LinkedIn profile. So when we talk about employers seeing your social media presence, what you're doing online, they're going to be able to see, the skills, certifications, knowledge that you have through LinkedIn Learning. So that's an added benefit to you as a professional, and that's something else that you can add on your resume as well. So that's a learning path, but you're also, like I said, you're able to complete courses, one course here, one course there. So, Teams, for example, that was a new tool that we're utilizing within our office. And when we first started using it, we were all like doing quick tips on Teams. That was a quick 15-minute course that we watched, but you're also able to do a long learning path that's going to be able to give you all the information specific to that program or, course that you're going into. So the screenshot here is from my LinkedIn profile, sorry. So this is where I completed a couple of different courses when we first got LinkedIn Learning, and then I did one on how to use my Canon camera because I'm an aspiring photographer. Just kidding. So I have a camera, so I just wanted to learn a little bit more on the tools and the tricks and tips of how to utilize it, the product a little bit better. So I have that on my LinkedIn profile now. So and that was just something that I did for fun. So you're able to do something that's pertaining to your specific area of interest, pertaining to your degree, or you're also able to learn a little bit more about graphic design. That was my undergrad, and that's why I had that graphic design learning path there. So you're able to do a variety of different things as you go along. And the main thing that we wanted to, tell you about today with LinkedIn Learning is that it's going to be an added benefit to your skills, your technical skills, soft skills, the knowledge that you're going to gain through creating a LinkedIn profile and getting that done, so you can have a little bit more to add and to share whenever you're going into that interview. And when you get that first full-time position, you're going to be able to contribute a lot more to your organization as well. So here, if you're interested in getting the LinkedIn Learning license, you're able to just email us at linkedinlearning@wichita.edu. Subject line student license. And for those of you that are graduating or going into your master's program, if you're a current student at WSU, you have access to it at any time. But for those of you that are graduating, we want to support you in your process and finding that first position. So we want to give you 3 months free of LinkedIn Learning. So once you send us that email, we'll connect with you. We'll give you the license. We'll walk you through a couple of things, and you're going to be able to utilize that LinkedIn Learning license to learn more, gain skills, do all of those specific things that we've talked to you about throughout the presentation. And that's going to be a good added benefit to your progress in going from still searching to hired, which is hopefully what we're hoping to get as well. So make sure that you send us an email for sure.
So another thing on here in regards to Handshake is being able to see different events. So you can quickly and easily register for different events, including career fairs, networking events, or just even employer information sessions. So to prepare for the events, whenever you're doing that, I should rephrase that, you are being able to review critical details of these events in here. So it's what they're all about, what they're hoping to do for you, list of maybe some participating employers, things of that nature. And then just to view all of this, it's just going up to that events tab within Handshake and viewing everything. In this example, you've got this first one right here with the career development Q&A. You just click on view event, see what it's all about. You can click to register once you're in there, things of that nature.
I forgot I'm running the screen.
And then just we have these are just a few of the different events that we have in here, and we're adding more every single day. I think there was another one added today in regards to the STEM field. But this one, we've got one for all of these are pretty much virtual career fairs. So we've got public health jobs, veterans, careers in the disabled virtual career fair. So these are just a variety of different things that we've also just been finding. So it's not necessarily just WSU events that we're putting in there. We're trying to find things from all over the country that will really help benefit everybody who's searching for jobs right now.
Right, yeah. And something to keep in mind too is all of our WSU events, as an alumni, you're able to attend those events. I mean, right now we're all virtual, correct? Because we're not in the office. Campus isn't, up and running yet. But, in the fall semester, spring semester, as we move forward in the year, you're still able to attend those events too. So that's something that we want you to make sure that you are aware of, that you're still welcome to attend, even if you do have a position, but you're looking, for something else, because you want to pursue your, further your career. Keep that in mind, that you're also able to attend those WSU events. And then, of course, keep in mind, everything that we have going on in Wichita. Other organizations that we'll share with you in that document that we're going to send to you, they're also hosting virtual events all the time, and, networking, socials online, things like that. That's a great way to network. Networking is probably, besides your resume being, perfect, as good as it can get, networking is going to be that number 2 that's going to help you get to that next level with regards to your job search process, for sure.
Definitely.
All right, so here is a good way for you guys to connect with our office. So email our office at careerdevelopment@wichita.edu. You can call our office. Like I said, we're not in the office right now, but we will get back to you. You can just leave us a message, and we'll return your call. But just send us an email if you have questions on a specific job, or you want us to look at your resume. We can set up that resume review, those mock interviews, which are super important for you. And then any of those other, bullet points that you see on the screen there, we can definitely help you with those. And then the next slide here is just our social media accounts. So you're able to stay connected with our office. So you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, of course. Follow us on LinkedIn. And then we also have a YouTube channel where all of our sessions, all of our webinars are recorded. So they will be on our YouTube channel as well. So you can go back and view them if you want to get additional information. So Sarah, I know that we had a couple of questions come in from a couple of students. So if you want to share those questions, we can kind of chat about those and give a response to our students.
Okay. So I know one of the questions was whether or not we have any affiliations with any companies that hire international students, such as relating to engineering. So sure. I know that your office, specifically the Office of Applied and Experiential Learning, definitely works with that a little bit more than we do.
Yeah, so we don't have a list of employers that hire our international students right now, but that's something that we're actually working on, so we can support students as we go along. But we do have a lot of local employers, regional employers, and obviously across the country that we have worked with previously that do hire our international students, whether that's through a CPT form, which is for a part-time experience, co-op experience during the semester or during the summertime. So we do have students that are able to find those positions. In engineering, it's a little bit more difficult, and we don't like that it's difficult for you, because we want to make sure that you have the experience in professional development wise. But a lot of the times, specific engineering positions, they're tied to government projects, or their ITAR restrictions, things like that you have to be a U.S. citizen in order to be in that position. So those are things that are kind of out of our hands, just because those are restrictions that the government has set, and they're regulated. So I know some positions are not eligible for our international students that are in the engineering field, but like I said, we're able to you know, help you connect you with another employer, help you get a different experience that's still going to be beneficial to you and your career as you move forward after graduation. So keep that in mind. That's something that we, you know, conversation that we have with our international students all the time is, you know, it might not be the perfect position you're looking for, but any experience is better than no experience. So that's something that we want you to keep in mind as well.
Definitely. And I would also say, I would recommend a website called myvisajobs.com, because it has just a variety of different employers on there that typically do hire international students. So that'll be beneficial to you if you find some employers on there that you know within your industry will typically hire international students, and then find some of those companies on LinkedIn and start following them and start connecting with those places, because that can help kind of put your foot in the door as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then another question that I was asked was, because of the COVID-19 situation, will international students with OPT EAD cards be granted with permission to do a job not related to the major, since the opportunities are going to be very limited? And, since many don't have any kind of financial aid either from the government or school or whatnot. So what would we say to something like that?
Yeah, so with regards to what type of job you're able to get with regards to being an international student, those are decisions, requirements that would have to come from the international office. And even then, they might not be able to make the decision because it is tied, to USCIS and with regards to your visa and things like that. Our office doesn't necessarily make those decisions. We're happy to help you search for other positions that are more related to your major. But if we can't find anything and they allow you to do something differently, then we could have that conversation then. But as it is right now, your experience, your position, part-time, full-time, whatever it may be, it does have to be tied to your degree in some way, shape, or form. In order to meet the requirements for your visa status. And because what we want to make sure is that we don't allow you to do a position and then later down the road when you're OPT or you're trying to change your status to permanent resident, something like that for some reason it gets flagged or something. So it's a very sensitive situation, so we want to make sure that we stick to the guidelines as much as we can. And I will actually add the international office email to the chat here. I'll send it to you all in the chat, as well as the myvisajobs.com. I shared that with y'all. So questions like that, I would just recommend that you visit with the international office. They're the experts with regards to those specific things. We obviously support our international students, but things like that, those are more related to the international office.
All right, do you guys have any other questions for any of us? Definitely utilize that chat box. It'll either come to Alma or myself. Just ask us anything that you might have. We're here to answer to the best of our abilities.
Yeah. So like I said, something that I want to make sure that everybody is, keeps in mind is, even though you're about to graduate or you're in grad school or you've been job searching for a little bit, the times that we're in right now kind of change everything. So, we're going to, meet with you one-on-one. We're going to, work with you through those different, resume review tips, things like that. But we want to make sure that you also understand that things are a little bit slow right now with regards to opportunities that are out there. But, that doesn't mean that you can't prepare right now, that we can't, make you more knowledgeable than you already are at this time. So we want to make sure that, we're here to help you. And like I said, we're going to be sending you a document with our contact information. Please set up an appointment with our office. We're happy to help you. And one-on-one, a lot of the times you might not have any questions right now at this moment, but once you set up that appointment and we start, having a conversation, things will come up. And so we're definitely going to be there to help you answer those questions. So Kyle, is there anything that you want to share from a student perspective with regards to job search or, preparing professional development, all of the things student related.
Yeah, no, you kind of touched on it. Just be thoughtful of the times that we're in, that it is difficult right now. I know even for me, a lot of my internships and a lot of my friends' internships, they've been canceled. And for a practicum class, it's really difficult to figure out what to do and scramble and really prepare for our careers. So just be hopeful that this is going to be only a temporary thing, and things will eventually work out. But utilize your resources, contact our office, join webinars, network, and just be hopeful.
Yeah.
I do have a question that has just shown up.
Awesome.
So what are the best ways to network on LinkedIn, and what are some other good networking options?
Yeah, so what I would say is with regards to LinkedIn, Sarah mentioned earlier when she was reviewing her information with regards to how to get connected, and Kyle also talked about it. Add your professors, add your peers. If you have a good relationship with them, send them an invite. That's the nice thing about LinkedIn, is that you can connect with people that you know, or people that you don't know that are still in your area of study, right, in your career. So I know for me personally, with being in higher education, I am connected with professionals all across the country that I've met at a conference, or that just popped up on my mutual friends, type thing. So LinkedIn is a great way to connect with people. And a lot of the times, especially if you're job searching right now and you see a recruiter for a company, say, hey, my name's Alma. I'm recently graduated from Wichita State with a, bachelor's degree in, X, whatever you're studying. I'm currently in the job search. I would be happy to, send you my resume if you have any opportunities that are available, something like that. You still want to be professional. You want to communicate with them, but you don't want to be like, okay, hire me now, that type of thing. So be mindful of your message to the recruiter, or to, somebody who does own their business, so you'll be able to see who it is that you're connecting with and what their position is within that organization. But yeah, just connect with anyone that you feel comfortable connecting with. And the more people that you connect with, the broader your networking, bubble is going to be. And so you never know who, because I see that Sarah is connected with Kyle, and Kyle's a grad student, and I'm looking for a graduate assistant. I'm going to be able to reach out to Kyle and say, hey, Kyle, I saw you were friends with Sarah. Are you interested in working at Wichita State? And, we bring Kyle on the team. Something as simple as that. So just make sure that you reach out. And then, of course, when you're looking for jobs and you see, a position on Indeed, for example, find them on LinkedIn, add them on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is definitely the place where you want to do more of your networking. Indeed is there, but I don't know if it's as user-friendly, more built for that. Sarah, I know you were trying to explain that to me the other day.
It is more built for as a job site more than anything. I mean, you can read reviews and things like that, but it's going to be more of that job search aspect.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, LinkedIn, I think, is definitely the number one. Everybody has LinkedIn, and when you search on Google, we talked about that last time too, is when you search, Sarah Rupp on Google, her LinkedIn profile is going to be one of the top 5 searches that will pop up, just because everybody is, LinkedIn is so popular. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can even kind of follow up on that, is that I don't even use LinkedIn for job searching. I do it more so just to conduct informational interviews with people. So I recently joined a professional organization, and just kind of meeting people through phone calls and things. I contact them through LinkedIn. I'll do a little research on LinkedIn and then contact them and say, hey, would you take 20 minutes out of your time to just kind of talk to me a little bit more how I can get involved? Mm-hmm. Because I received advice saying that when this whole situation is going to go through, a question you can probably prepare for is, what did you do while the quarantine was happening? How did you prepare yourself and make yourself better? So that's one thing you can kind of think about, is how can I make myself better during this time? Instead of watching one episode of Netflix, take time to just kind of conduct an informational interview. That's just one thing you can do, a small thing, and it's also expanding your networking.
Yeah. Yeah, great comment. That's awesome.
I would also kind of jump on that. You two also were mentioning W, and that's a wonderful local organization. I myself am a part of it, so it's good, from even just a local perspective, from being able to see all these other young professionals from a variety of different areas right in the same city, and being able to network that way is incredible, because they always have different meetups, different lunch and learn type things, different opportunities that are out there to take advantage of. So that one from a local level, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know that it's always been in the past that if you are a WSU student, you can usually have WSU cover the membership costs for you.
Yeah, and even if after you're an alumni, I don't know that the cost for being a member is $2,000 by any means. So
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so find W online. We're going to send you that information on that document. Look up the folks that are involved with W, find them on LinkedIn, send them an invite, and you're starting your networking already. So that's a great way to start if you don't know who to connect with. And obviously connect with us too.
Yes.
Awesome. So any other questions that we have before we wrap up?
I have one other question here, and that's asking if we have this or not, or if we know anything about it, what the difference between regular LinkedIn and LinkedIn Premium is.
So I think with LinkedIn Premium, you're able to see, I know one of the benefits is that you're able to see who's looking at your profile. So every week you get your profile had 15, views, and it only shows you 2 people out of the 15 that viewed your profile. So I know that's one benefit with with LinkedIn Premium, is that you're able to see everybody that's viewing your profile. So you can, connect with them and see what employers are looking at your profile. There might be additional benefits with regards to how you communicate with employers, how you network with on a one-on-one basis versus just, through chat or something like that. But from my experience, I know that that's one of the things that you can see is you're able to see who's viewed your LinkedIn profile. Yeah. So somebody asked about LinkedIn Learning. They said LinkedIn Learning too. With regards to LinkedIn Learning, that's a kind of like a separate tool from your LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn Learning is where you can go and research and learn more of those skills, knowledge, industry, different things like that. And then you're able to share any certifications, learning paths that you've completed on your profile. So LinkedIn Learning is a separate tool from your LinkedIn profile itself. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. So they were wanting to ask if they have LinkedIn Premium. If they have LinkedIn Premium, if they're able to get access to LinkedIn Learning. That I'm not sure about. That would be something that you could probably send a chat to their help, their help desk type folks there on LinkedIn. But I know with LinkedIn Learning, if you're a WSU student, you automatically get a license. And if you're going to be graduating, we're going to be offering you those three months free of LinkedIn Learning for to help you with your job search. So I'm not sure if LinkedIn Learning is connected to LinkedIn Premium or not, but that's a good question. So I'm definitely going to go and find that answer out, and I can send it to the student as well. So.
And what was the exact email again? So if someone wanted to get that access to the LinkedIn Learning.
So I'm typing it in right now. Oh, just kidding. I just sent it to one student. There we go. LinkedIn Learning at wichita.edu. So.
All right, I have somebody who just said that they have LinkedIn Premium, and it does come with the LinkedIn Learning.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
There is one question on here. Is it good to keep the resume in a single page So I know for me, I will say that typically we only say to keep it to one page if there's not really that much information to include. So maybe you are, just going into college and you don't have a lot of work experience under your belt. Obviously, your resume wouldn't have enough information to go on to multiple pages. So that's whenever we typically say just one page. However, if you have quite a bit of experience in education and different activities and whatnot that you've been involved in, it is perfectly fine to go on to 2 pages.
Mhm.
We just specify that if you have the information, 2 pages is fine. If you don't have that much, then you need to figure out a way that everything is on one page and you don't have 1 or 2 lines on the next one. Try to keep it uniform that way. But that's kind of the reasoning behind the 1 page that we often tell people.
Right. And a lot of the times you can think about it too. Let's say that you're just now graduating with your bachelor's degree. 1 page is probably enough. Once you get to like master's level, PhD, or 5+ years of experience, that's when you have 2+ pages. So that's a good way to think about it too. So yeah, Sarah's definitely right, where you want to just keep it to the information that you need. You don't want to, just add 10 bullet points for one position. You don't want to do that, because remember, 6 to 10 seconds, max 15, if they have 50 resumes sitting on their desk. So yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think that's all of the questions that we have. So thank you everybody for joining us. Like I said, when we first started, we have a document that we're going to be sending to you with regards to, professional organizations for you to join, how to connect with our office, and a couple of other things that we wanted to share with you. So we'll follow up with you with that via email. So we'll send that to you. If not by the end of the day today, definitely tomorrow morning. So we'll send that out to you. And like I said, definitely make sure that you connect with us, add us on LinkedIn, schedule those appointments so we can, help you one-on-one. So we know these are troubling times for everybody. So we want to make sure that we're your support system in any way that we can. So yeah, thank you for attending, and we look forward to hearing from you. So have a good rest of your day, everybody.